Ahoy mateys. Here's a quick mod I recommend highly. You could do this to a lot of knives, but specifically, I've got my Kershaw Blur. By the way, hit like and subscribe if you like this stuff. Lets me know to keep doing it. Helps the algorithms. Maybe I'll make a few bucks to buy more knives to do more reviews. It's an endless cycle. So yeah, I've got my Kershaw Blur, which I think is one of the top EDC knives of all time. I think it belongs in every collection, just like a Paramilitary 2 and some others. And the one thing I don't like about it is the pocket clip kind of sucks. It doesn't have a whole lot of space here. The tension's okay. But then, you know, your jeans only go up to here, so you got like this much of it sticking out of your pocket. So there's a company, MX Gear. They haven't sponsored anything. They haven't given me anything. It's just a product I went out and I bought for myself. Paid full price. So I'm getting nothing from them for this. What it is a titanium pocket clip. I'll put a link. I think it was like 24 bucks. What this will do is convert this from that to that. So it's going to be a little shorter. It's going to be much higher. So if you look at where this is now, that gap, because you got to think the pants can only go up to about that spot. That leaves 3/4 of an inch sticking out of your pocket. This, by the time you line up the screws, is going to go almost to the top. This is a truly deep carry pocket clip. So what you will need is your handy dandy little multi-tool. I highly recommend you get one of these. Pick them up off the Amazons for like $8. And I believe we are looking for a T6. So we're going to carefully take that out without stripping anything. These work to me better than Allen wrenches. Just because Allen wrenches want to sometimes twist in your hand and you're putting pressure and then you twist the angle a little bit and you end up stripping out the head. So I tend to like these because it's easy to get nice, straight, direct pressure to crack the Loctite that's in there. So we're going to go ahead and remove those 2 screws. It comes with two new stainless ones. So let's just get our rag and make sure we got any dirt, anything like that off of there. Clean that surface a little bit. And the new one, going to go on like that. Now you can use the screws that it came with, or you can use, you know, the old ones. I'm just going to go ahead and use the old ones. So I went with this. I mean, black would have matched that, but these things always end up kind of getting scratched. So I went with the tumbled stonewash kind of titanium look. Come on. This is the gel, so it takes a second for it to come down. Hopefully I still got some. Oh, yep, we got some. Well, here. Let's just dip that in there, and we'll clean that up in a minute when we're done. So let's go ahead and stick that through there. Don't really torque it down yet. Just kind of get it in there because you don't know if you're going to get it straight. And you want to make sure you don't strip anything because these are steel or titanium screws and you are screwing it into aluminum. So if you strip something, it's going to be the aluminum. So let's go ahead and get that one in. Make sure it's not cross-threaded. Okay. So as with any clip, there's always like a little bit of wiggle room because it's not like the holes are, you know, the hole's always just a tiny bit bigger. So you want to make it as deep carry as possible. So it's only like 0.5 millimeter, but I can move that a little bit. And you can do the same thing with the stock one. So I'm going to put this up, put pressure. I want it to be centered on the aluminum here so that it's not pushing, the spring tension isn't pushing against this friction here, which is going to tear more at your pants. I want it to be on the aluminum part, so I want to center it and push up. Just put some steady pressure up. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to tighten those down. Now, I don't know how many foot-pounds. It's not like I have a torque wrench for this. So I'm going to make sure it's straight so I don't strip them. And give it a good... Yeah, that ain't gonna go nowhere. Spring tension, good. Right where I'd want it. Not too much, not too little. That is now perfectly in line with that metal. It's centered. If you look at it, looks good. And now your jeans, because it's not only deeper this way, up towards the top, it's also, I'm gonna sneeze. I guess we're not gonna sneeze. So it's also twice as deep that way. So this would have been up close and all the way down there. This will now sit much nicer up in the pocket. You're going to have only that much sticking out. I consider that a must for this knife. It just fits better. No hot spot, because it's nice and well-rounded. It's wide. It's not skinny. And that tip doesn't curve up all that much. And because it's definitely lower than this kind of pushes your hand away a little bit. But there's nothing, not even the hint of a hot spot. I can grip that as hard as I want, and it's not in any way pushing, not even mildly discomfort, no indentation on my hand, nothing. That feels great. So this is the company, MX Gear. There's all their contact info. You can pause it and look at that. Maybe even scan the QR code. I don't know. But yeah, that definitely makes the knife. And when I got this one, it's like one shade darker. Try and get it here without the sunlight on it. But it's almost the color of the blade. Like it just happened to work out. So when you look at it against this, you're like, oh, black might have been better. But black scratches up easy. This has already got a stonewash kind of tumbled finish like the blade. It'll take scratches better, and it's almost a match for the blade. So I like that a lot. I love this knife. That took an amazing knife and made it perfect. This will probably be my most common EDC. For its thinness, lightness, strength, the grip, just a really wicked sharp blade with a really super spear stabbing point, as well as a lot of belly here for slicing and stuff. This is just a tremendous knife. And with that pocket clip, it's all you need, brother. So give it a like, give it a subscribe, leave some comments. If you've used these before, it's worth every bit of the 25 bucks. What I will do is I will take these stock bits and we're going to throw them back into the bag and throw them in the parts drawer just in case something ever happens. I scratch this, bend it, do whatever. I could always then revert back to, and I've got spare screws that way, so that's always a good idea. But there you go, MX Gear, or MXG Gear. They've got different finishes, I think. They've got them for different knives. They've got Kershaw's and some others. You can get it painted black. There was a couple different colors. I think there was a long one and then a short one. I just went for the short one, and I'm glad I did because the long one would have been out here, and that might have created a hot spot because when you get out here, then you're starting to press against this knuckle instead of the web of your hand, which kind of curves away from the handle anyway. I mean, your hand isn't flat, right? When you look at it from that angle, you can see that dish. So this fits in that dish. So there's literally, you can't even feel that damn thing. You feel a little bit up here, but it's nice and wide and rounded, so it's not even remotely uncomfortable. You're just aware, okay, there's something there, and that's about it. But you don't feel this part at all. If it had been up here, I feel like it would be pushing into my knuckle, that part. So I'm really glad I went with the short one. I think they're the same price either way. I just rolled the dice on the short one, figuring it would look a little nicer, be shorter, a little less obtrusive. And it was. So there you have it. There's your knife mod for the day.